They had to bring down a poster that they had at the beginning of the year because it was not authentic. They will have to bring down the new poster because it's simply wrong.
David Cameron.
We want to know is where is the money coming from? People who work very close with the Prime Minister are completely opposed to the way this is being done. Let's try Andrew Turnbull. He was Cabinet Secretary. He was Permanent Secretary for 4 years. The Prime Minister waves him away. He probably knows this Prime Minister better than anyone. He says this: it is doubly objectionable, it is objectionable in process, and it's objectionable in substance. It is, and he says, a classic Gordon Brown dividing line. Politically expedient, poorly costed, badly constructed. Why does he think Lord Turnbull's got it wrong?
Mr. Speaker, why doesn't he address the policy issue that he refuses to? We have provided 420 million from the NHS for social care for urgent needs. We are providing 250 million from local authorities for efficiency savings. If he now agrees with the local authorities and thinks that is impossible, why is his policy to freeze the poll tax by demanding hundreds of millions of more savings from local authorities? Nothing he says adds up. Nothing is consistent. He changes his policy almost every hour.
The fact is, it is Labour councils telling the Prime Minister his own policy doesn't add up. It's perfectly clear what the Prime Minister is doing. He wants to tell us about the benefits of the policy before the election and tell us about the costs after the election. This isn't about the benefit of the elderly, it's about the benefit of the Labour Party. Now, he wants to concentrate on the detail. Let me ask about the details of his social care plans. Can he say whether he is ruling out all forms of a compulsory levy, whether means-tested or not, that elderly people would have to pay? Is he ruling that out?
He should read the white paper that we put forward when it sets out all the various options before us. Mr. Speaker, they can make all the noise they want. They can put up all the posters. They have absolutely no policy to deal with the problems. They have no substance. They have no judgment. They can hurl insults. They are not the new politics. They're the same old Tories.
I've got the paper right here. One of the options is a £20,000 levy on every single elderly person in this country except the very poorest. That is what it says. So let me ask him again. Will he rule out any form of compulsory levy on the elderly? Yes or no?
If he reads the white paper, he has not. Mr. Speaker, he has not reported it correctly. And he should read the whole chapter so that he sees what it is. Mr. Speaker, once again, what positive policy has come from the Conservative Party? He has been 4 years leader of the Conservative Party. He's put up lots of posters. He's got lots of sound bites. There is absolutely no policy coming from. Mr. Speaker, when you're dealing with social policy and the...
Order, I apologise for interrupting. There is too much noise. The decibel level is too high. It must go down, and it must go down now. Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, when you're dealing with social policy, you seek consensus in this country, and where you can find consensus, you find it. The Conservatives have deliberately broken the consensus that existed, even after they voted for the bill in the House of Commons.
The Prime Minister keeps saying, read the white paper. In fact, actually, it's a green paper, and I've got it here. And this is what it says. It says this. He wants a question about the detail. People might need to pay around £17,000 to £20,000 to be protected under a scheme of this sort. Let me ask him one final time. Are these sorts of levies ruled in or ruled out? He says he wants a consensus. The fact is, there is a consensus. Labour advisers, Labour ministers, Labour councils all think he's doing this for cheap dividing lines before an election. One last go. Are you going to do a levy, rule it in or rule it out?
Prime Minister.
The Secretary of State
Order!
is one of noise.
Order! Honourable and right honourable members on both sides are far too excited and they must simmer down. Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the wall of noise will not disguise the fact that the Conservative Party have absolutely no policy on an issue that is vital to the needs of elderly for the future. Mr. Speaker, this is a big challenge that this country faces. The demographic changes that are taking place, the needs and ambitions of old people, and I have got to conclude in dealing with big areas of policy. I have to say, Mr. Speaker, this is no time for a novice.